But you mentioned something also with the idea of being okay with starting small. Often, and I see this, people who engage in a lot of self-improvement and perform and high performance management and things like that, they set really big, lofty goals about how big they want to be able to show results, right? Meditating for 10, 20 minutes or things like that. It's small, but it's still significant if you're able for a couple of times a week to catch your breath for 2 minutes when you never did that for maybe most of your life, right? And we have to be okay with small incremental steps that lead to big changes, and that it doesn't have to be this monumentous, huge challenge. And even when I hear things like meditation challenge, like those are the two words I don't think you should ever pair together, is meditation and
It's
challenge.
not, you're not doing a mud run, right?
Yes. So we have to also be okay with the idea, this is not some big lofty corporate goal or, thing that needs to be huge in a way. This is going to look very small. This is going to look very slow. This is going to sometimes be inconsistent, and you may take 5 steps forward and 2 steps back, right? So it's also being okay with how we're going to perform and not setting these high expectations of what progress looks like. Because if anything, now we're replicating the same problem we're trying to get rid of. Right? We're doing it now when it comes to using in mindfulness, the sense of busyness and productivity and all that. So now you're going to treat mindfulness and meditation the same way, right? So it's really kind of understanding that you have to approach this in a way so differently that you would normally do as something that you've been, working towards, especially if you're a high performer, right? Where you're constantly, you're setting high goals and high bar and things like that. When it comes to self-help and self-improvement, it's an opposite approach. It's much more compassion, it's much more consistency, it's much more understanding that you're human, right? And you're not a robot. So if you're trying to get away from that, you cannot bring that into that space.